1978 has been a tough year, but we have finally reached a game that is not only still played today, but is also one of the most popular and beloved games in the show's history. Punch-a-Bunch is one of my top 5, and I will stop what I'm doing and watch it every time it's on without fail. So let's get those fists warmed up, because here we go with 5 fun facts about Punch-a-Bunch. Number 5. It was the first all-cash game. You knew the next game was going to be special when you heard the harp cue before the introduction of the prize, and that's what made Punch-a-Bunch so unique from the beginning. It was the first game to exclusively give away cash. Not including second chances, the top dollar value was $10,000, later $25,000 in 2008, to even bigger amounts on big money weeks and primetime specials. And while there have been some playings that will give away a car, it's the money that really stands out as to why Punch-a-Bunch is so much fun. Number 4. Second chances. According to my research, the second chance was part of the game until 2011, where a contestant could make a second punch and have a dollar amount added to whatever they initially drew. This always added a little bit of interest to the game, but why it was stopped is boggling. I would guess with the show needing to rush through everything, and second chances adding time to the segment, it was just something else that took too long to play, as it would add unforeseen time to the game's playing. As I've said before, it's unfortunate that the show needs more ad time to keep it on the air, but there would also be no show if it wasn't for the ad time. Such a double-edged sword. Number 3. Cosmetic changes. The punch board has always been a stunning non-electronic set with 50 holes and 50 random dollar amounts spread throughout. There have been modernizations to mostly the logo and the color scheme of the game as colors and sets modernize, but otherwise the game pretty much remained the same. Maybe they should have kept Bob Barker's face in the $25,000 bill though. Better yet, maybe the Department of Printing and Engraving should reintroduce the once largest denomination $10,000 bill and replace Salmon P. Chase's picture with Bob Barker. Come on guys, let's get on that. Number 2. The empty hole. In 1989, something kinda silly happened. A contestant made a punch, and when Bob went in to pull out the slip, there was no slip. Someone goofed. And how was this handled? The contestant won the money. In cases like this, it's always better to err in favor of the contestant. Of course, it was always an option to reshoot the game, but this was a much more satisfying and realistic conclusion. I can't disagree with this move at all. Good job, Bob. And the number 1 fun fact about Punch-a-Bunch: Brian. One of the most memorable contestants to play the game, or really any game on the show, was Brian. In 1996, Brian made his punches and earned a $5,000 slip. He then gives it back knowing that he had a less than 5% chance of finding anything bigger. The audience was shocked, but not as shocked as when Bob pulled out the next slip, and believe it or not, it was $10,000! Easily one of the most memorable moments to happen in one of the best games in Price is Right history.